sad in understanding the plight of those people, those men and women, old and young, children. Everybody is suffering a lot. We can imagine more than 4 months, not 4 days or 4 weeks. Thousands of people are forced to live in relief camps. I told in Imphal also, I told in Delhi also many times. Even though the government used to call it relief camps, the apt name for those camps are not relief camps. They should be called as refugee camps. That's the Manipur today. People in their own country, they are forced to live as refugees at the mercy of some others, not knowing what will happen tomorrow, not knowing whether they will be alive tomorrow, not knowing whether their houses are there still today, because they are not in their houses, they are in the camps. Camps may be of some schools or colleges or some public spaces. Whatever they are, they call it camps. The best name to be called, the truthful name is refugee camps. So that is the Manipur. People become refugees there in their own land. They were more or less leading a life, a complacent life, a rather peaceful life in the past. We have seen them. We knew about their past also little. Sometimes they clashed. In some clashes, it was the cookies and the Metis clashed to each other. But then after some time, the government or some other initiatives take place and they will come together to live together. But this time, till this day, from 3rd of May, there is not even a single trace of peace in Manipur. Manipur, in all means, is weeping. Manipur is bleeding. Manipur is burning. That's why we, the people of India, feel sad of Manipur, our brothers and sisters. I don't know how can we use that word, brothers and sisters, or mothers and sisters. Sometimes I feel very ugly of that usage because repeatedly our Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned that term, mothers and sisters, in his own style. He talked only twice about Manipur the last 4 months. How should we call such a Prime Minister? What we should talk about him? In his country, at a part in the northeast, for weeks and months together, people are suffering, and those sufferings are unexplainable. Still, the Prime Minister, who is well known for the rhetoric of him, and we all know he has a long tongue, and always he reminds us like this, 56 inches chest, that also is true. But for what? Why this long tongue? Why? For what this chest, 56 inches? Even once he never told emphatically to anybody, stop this violence in Manipur. No. No initiatives were taken. He went to several parts of the world in these weeks. Several times. It never happened. Naturally, I thought the next day of the parliament, where he also spoke on Manipur, once again about the mothers and sisters of Manipur. He told, India is with you. I thought that the cunning politician in Narendra Modi will take him to Manipur the next day. Not with sincerity, not with his heart, but for the propaganda purpose. I thought that he would go to Manipur the next day and to tell that I have come to Manipur. Then 1 week was there between those days and the G20 days. 10-20 days are there. So the timing was apt. So he could have told the world also, look, I came to Delhi for G20 summit. After visiting the mothers and sisters of Manipur, I am here. He could have told like that. For that propaganda purpose, I thought that he would have gone there. But he never. Till this day, our Prime Minister never failed to go there to console the people, to give them a courage and belief and trust, to tell them that we are with you. The Prime Minister, if going there, it has a meaning. But they never did it. Only once Amit Shah went there. And that going to Manipur by Amit Shah was of no use. Nothing positive came out of that meeting. He stayed there for some days, had meetings with certain groups of people, of course with officials also. But that visit of the Home Minister was fruitless. It served no purpose. So nobody knows what will happen to Manipur. I heard the daughter of Raghavacharya, the trustee of the trust, talking here. She said, Doctor, I was thinking always about those people in the camps. Rajini was there. 4 months in a refugee camp or relief camp, whatever it is. What will be the psychology of those people? Who knows about that? Of course, it's political, ethnical. It has so many dimensions. But seldom we think about the psychological part of it. They are not committing suicide. But from their face, if we look to them seriously and deep into their eyes, we can read it. They lost all hopes. We went there and we also tell them, we from the Communist Party are here. Many of them know the Communist Party. Many of them. Because the Communist Party was the party which is always there in their life. In happy days and in happy days also, this party was with them. Sudhakar Reddy, our comrade, our leader, was telling about Irabat Singh. They call him as Janandayata Irabat. It's a proud thing. Not only the communists, everyone in Manipur knows Irabat. Everyone knows that Irabat was a communist. The Communist Party has a prestige in Manipur as the party of Irabat. And the whole people of Manipur even today call him as Jananeda Irabat. He was Jananeda. By his life and deeds, he proved that he was Jananeda. How should be a communist? By his life, Irabat Singh explained to the people that how should be a communist. So this party is known to the people of Manipur. In the camps also, the men and the women, they tell us we know the Communist Party. What we did to them? We did to them the same thing. That we are here to tell you that the Communist Party, as in the past, will stand with you. We will try with all our possibilities to bring back peace and ensure that harmony exists in Manipur. We assured them. But still I can feel those eyes are telling us that we have little hopes. That is the psychology of Manipur today. So beyond the political part of it, beyond the economical and ethnical part of it, I want to share this feeling of those people hapless people. Those people always have only sorrows with them since so many months. Their psychology has a meaning in this deliberation which we do here. I think Rajani, being a doctor, might have analyzed it. I had a quick look at the IPTA document also, in which you touched upon that part, the medical part of it. So it's a complex situation. And what is the political part behind that? Behind this complexity? That also is important. Manipur is a major part of the northeastern India. And BJP is telling that the northeastern part of India is now waiting for the BJP. They're telling like that. They tell in many of those states, Christians are in large numbers. And those states have elected BJP to rule the states. Then they were telling all over the country, BJP has got the trust of the people of the Northeast. In Assam we are ruling, in Manipur we are ruling, our allies are ruling in Nagaland, our friends are ruling in Mizoram, our friends are there in Meghalaya ruling, and they were telling everywhere BJP, BJP, BJP. What's the truth behind that? BJP played their cunning politics there. And that politics had some results. BJP could score electoral victories in those states. One hand on the shoulders of the Muthis, other hand on the cookie shoulders. BJP was telling, we are with both of you. We are for that. And those innocent people, innocent cookies, innocent Muthis, they trusted BJP. They elected BJP. The first coming to power was out of crook, out of all kinds of ill practices. They won the cooked up majority. At that election, BJP was not in majority, but they managed it through the governor, to the Delhi Home Ministry. They managed it, and they could form a government 7 years back. And that government ruled. Second time, by this mechanism, which sometimes they call social engineering, they worked it out. They got a majority. And that government is now ruling. In both these camps we could see, in Muthi camps, in cookie camps, we could see the people criticizing the BJP government in Manipur like anything. Shouting at the government of the BJP in center as a government of cheaters. We could feel them. They tell us they have lost the trust in the BJP. Many of the young people told us the divide and rule policy of the BJP is the root cause of the happenings in Manipur. That is true. The divide and rule policy, we all know, was the invention of the British colonial masters. Thus it came to the political parlance of the country. Divide and rule policy. They divided the Muslims and the Hindus for their political purposes. It began since 1857, the first war of independence. Then they continued it. That was the foundation of their political strategy in our country when they were ruling us. And now, BJP has borrowed that from colonialism, and they are doing it. In Manipur, the people are now understanding that the divide and rule policy is the root cause. The Metis and the cookies, they are divided. In one sentence I can tell you, comrades and friends, sisters and mothers, not in the body way. When they say mothers and sisters, I mean it. Communists can only say with a feeling those words. BJP can say those words without any feeling. That's a big difference. Feeling at heart, speak from the heart. That is the one factor that makes us different from that of the BJP politics. So when I say mothers and sisters, I mean mothers and sisters. And we can tell one thing. Manipur today is a divided society. Strictly we can say they are divided. They have not trust each other. They doubt each other. Day and night they think that they will come and attack us. If this is a cookie village, every moment I believe that the Metis will come and attack us. And if I am a Meti, I will believe that the cookies will come and shoot at us. So they lost the trust each other. Society is divided. BJP divided the society. Of course, they have their intentions. The greed of politics, wealth, all those are there. What we could see them. We know the term bunkers or trenches. We used that word during the war time. During war, the warring countries at their borders, this side of the border, that side of the border. Both the countries will make the trenches and the bunkers to attack the other side, or to defend from the other side's attack. They do it. In Manipur, in many places, I could see bunkers. I could see trenches. Well built trenches with sacks of sand, with a small hole through which they point the gun to the other side. And day and night, young people are there in those bunkers. Near the bunkers, there are trenches digged, because if it's large scale attack, they have to hide in the trenches also. This is Manipur today. After 75 years of independence, Amrit Kaal mein, Swatantrata ka Amrit Kaal mein, BJP has done it. Inside this country, they have built trenches and bunkers for Indian people to doubt each other, to kill each other, to shoot each other. That's the Manipur today. And I don't want to tell you the whole thing, but what we could see. So many memories are coming to my mind. Schools are not functioning properly. I remember so many churches demolished. Other side, temples also demolished. Schools, colleges demolished. Many of the schools and colleges have become refugee camps, so no classes there. How long? How long? We know when this natural calamities take place, we open camps. After 2 or 3 weeks, people will go back when the floods will come down. And this, nobody is having a hope of going back. When can I go back? Nobody knows. So colleges and schools have become refugee camps. So no education. And anytime, anything can happen. Now it is curfew again in Manipur. Curfews come, curfew goes. Now it's curfew. That means normal life has come to a standstill. Manipur is a remote state. For everything, the people has to depend on the outside states. So, movement is very important. Highways are closed for several weeks. Essential commodities are in scarce. No sugar, no chili, no potatoes. It happens. So, people are existing there, surviving there. We can't say that they are living there. It is not life. It is a survival. Because they are not dying, so they survive. So this is the Manipur. Cookies and Metis, are they tribals or not tribals? This is what they argue for a long time now. Cookies are tribals, and they live in the tribal area of the hills. Metis live in these valleys. They are not tribals. There was a demand from the Metis side since long, demanding that Metis also should be considered as tribals, because they believe that because of the tribal status and reservation, cookies have a better chance to get to the jobs and to the schools and colleges. So Metis believe that if we also get that status, we can get those benefits out of it. Unemployment is very serious. Educational facilities are also scarce there. So it is easy for the people, innocent people, to be attracted by this kind of slogans. So those people who are behind the real reasons of unemployment, those policies which are the real reasons for the scarcity of jobs, and those people who are preventing the people of every sections to have the right to education, they are using this situation for their purpose to divide and rule. Metis believe that cookies are benefited more. Cookies believe that if they also get the status, we will lose what we have today. So the resources are limited in the form of jobs and education limited, and the demand is much high. So some of them believe that if the status of tribes is attributed, their questions will be solved forever. It is not the truth. Anyhow, it was there growing. And then a section of the Metis, they have strong structure also, organizations also. They went to the court, and High Court of Manipur, they took a position that they also can be treated as tribes. It is not the right of a court. Only the parliament can decide it. The tribal status is not a small thing. It needs serious in-depth study. Based on that study, only the parliament can make a decision, finally, who are the tribals and who are not the tribals. In this case, the High Court had a verdict one day in May, in April, that Metis also can be treated as a tribe. On this issue, on 3rd of May, there was a big demonstration in Imphal, which began from the hills, reaching the valley, against this court decision that this is against the interest of the cookies. Cautious took place on that day. 3rd of May is a important day to be noted when we study the developments in Manipur. Street clashes, large-scale larcenage, houses were demolished, offices, schools, churches, temples. Vandalism was everywhere. Thus it happened on that day. From that fateful day onwards, Manipur knows no peace. On that day it began, and till this day it continues. And the BJP government in Manipur and in Imphal and in Delhi, both of them were playing with that fire. And that fire is now eating away the vitals of Manipur. The people are suffering a lot. And that's why I told unending sufferings are the reality of the Manipur today. When these sufferings can be ended, nobody knows. Those people who are supposed to make an initiative for that process, peacemaking process, they are seen nowhere. In the parliament, Home Minister spoke. No question of making a new government in Manipur because they cooperate with the union government. The state government cooperate with the union government. That's the only criteria they consider. It's true. The same theory that they propagate everywhere, the double engine theory. They propagate that theory in Manipur also. Manipur is a double engine state. Delhi, BJP engine. Imphal, BJP engine. Double engine. And this state engine obeys the central engine in Delhi. So everything is clean for Mr. But everybody in Manipur is telling, everybody, the Metis and Cookies alike, telling the state government of the BJP has failed to fulfill the promises, failed to ensure peace, failed to guarantee peace. So all of them believe that this government is a failed government. But still, the union government and the Home Minister say that this government is cooperating with us, so that's the trusted government. Trust by the union government is not the trust of the people. The people won't trust the BJP government in Imphal. So they demand that the Chief Minister, who has failed terribly, has to step down. But BJP is not ready for that. They will protect him. And for that protection, the only reason is that he succumbs before the union government in May. So BJP's narrow politics. For that politics, Manipur is paying the price. And that price is this kind of sorrows of 4 or 5 months to still continue. Land issue is the issue everywhere. Land. All over the world, land is going to be the issue tomorrow also. In Manipur, land and the wealth in the land is also there. The hills of Manipur are rich with resources. Rich they are. All kind of very, very, very dear minerals are there under the soil of those hills. And the corporates are trying to loot those wealth. But they cannot enter those places because it's a tribal area. In the tribal area, they cannot go and invest as they like. Land cannot be owned by anybody there. Land can be owned only by tribals in those areas. Thus says the laws. So the easiest way is that to make everybody tribals, so that anybody can go there and buy the land there. Even now, in the name of development, 65,000 acres of land, it is said that already on the way, purchasing by Adani Group in this name or that name for investment, for development. That's the plan is ready. Adani knows that those hills and the wealth there, it is uncountable, unmeasurable. So the best way to reach those places is that if one can purchase land, if a Methi or a group of Methis can purchase land there, after 1 or 2 months or weeks, Adani Group can purchase those lands. Now, this purchase of lands, selling of lands in those areas are prohibited. So this situation is changed to pave a way for anybody from any place to purchase land and to plunder the land, to loot the land and open the mines. And if